Hey, do you remember me? Man, it's been 3 days and it feels like it's been like 2 years. Uh, if you're wondering, I took off. I took off a couple days from everything. Now, why? Oh, I got to fix something. Just a second. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, it feels like it's been 3 years, but it's been 3 days. That's kind of how internet time moves, isn't it? I got this kind of screwed up. Here, is it better now? I was looking at it, and when I look in the camera, there's like this right here. I didn't like that. So anyway, yeah, gone for 3 days. I didn't do my live stream at night. I didn't do my live stream in the morning. I didn't have a podcast. I didn't do anything. And you'd think like, oh, great. You didn't do any of that stuff, so you had time to do other things. No, I'm behind everywhere. So a big announcement, major announcement to start the show. I've hired an assistant. Yeah, because I just can't do it all. I've just been, I like producing content. I don't like syndicating content at all. I don't like a lot of the things that are daily it's just not stuff I should be doing. I shouldn't be spending my time on it. I was being cheap, and I got to stop. So anyway, what will it mean for you? I hope it means more consistent offerings of all the content that I have. I hope to get the podcast back on a regular basis. I hope to get the everything else done. Hopefully it'll take a little stress off of me. Real estate is pretty stressful. Running a business is pretty stressful. I don't have any hair to fall out, so that's a good thing, I guess. But man, it's been tough. It's been tough to do all this stuff. And I started this trip in January of 2021, after maybe 2 years of kind of pondering it. And I've had some success, and then I've had, a lot of failure. But it's all part of putting it together. I thought that, and it was wrong. It's hindsight, but I thought that if I knew how to do real estate, then I could obviously do a real estate podcast, or I could obviously do a real estate, live stream, or, and then what I found out is it's not that I'm really good at that, obviously, but it takes different skills, and I don't have some of them, and I could hone my skills on those, but I'm 44 years old, and I need to concentrate on my main job, which is helping buyers buy homes and helping sellers sell theirs. Let's do an introduction 3 minutes in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is John Shink. I am the founder and managing broker of Deerwood Realty in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a real estate commentator. I'm a real estate broker. I'm a real estate agent. And we have a small office in South County. And, real estate is local. There's no question that we have local things that go on in real estate, but this is more a show for everyone around the world. I don't want to be pigeonholed into, a zip code, which would be 63123. I'm not interested in that. And so we talk about topics that are relevant nationally for the most part. And then on a local level, though, how does my day go? It's always bizarre. And so, how could you help the show? Well, we don't have 1,000 subscribers. We could really use 1,000 subscribers. Now, I have 65. Now, we did really good for a while, and then it just kind of fell off, and now it's getting better. So, if you're bored, not doing anything, hit the subscribe button. like just help me out on that. I'd appreciate it. Down the road, we can do we can do super chats and things like that. But right now, I don't want to do channel memberships. I think that's a little weird. Just saying. But whatever. Let's see where this community takes us. Kind of have an idea where I want to go, and I think that you're important to it. So, yeah, the best thing you could do today, if there's one thing that you could help me, that would be subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And then, so going forward, what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're just getting back into it. So we're going to talk about some deals that I've got going on. We're going to talk about luxury homes in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to talk about mistakes made during bidding wars, which I don't know if I really agree with that article. We're going to talk about the mortgage world, rates increasing. Some companies are jumping out front with press releases that say the market is headed south. Sure hasn't for what I've been doing lately, but it could. And then, a lot of people might say, well, John, you're heading into a terrible situation, right? Like the market's really, really hot right now. And you are going to really struggle as a real estate broker. Well, let me tell you, I don't think I will. I struggled most last year, 2021. I struggled most because everybody and their brother got into real estate. Everybody feels like you can make billions of dollars in real estate, and it takes a while for all those people that jump in to realize that it's not happening. So then, also with a hot seller's market, I am buyer heavy right now. You need listings. Listings are the important thing. I don't have a lot of listings, and so I struggled last year. I had a lot of buyers, and I would take them to many, many houses, but we couldn't ever get a house under contract. And so that was problematic. So last year's my worst year. I don't think it'll be that bad. Now, can I predict the future? Do I know where my next clients are coming from? No, I don't. But all this is put together for your benefit. If you want to deal with the stresses of real estate every day, like I do, but not suffer any of the financial penalty if I'm wrong, this channel's for you. So here's one of the issues we're facing today, and I'm doing a lot of camera looking today. I don't know why. I just feel like pretty confident. So the issues we're dealing with, one, allergies in St. Louis are ridiculous right now. My wife and I, my hands are swollen. I've had a headache for a couple of days. Just not good. Not good with the allergies. And aches and pains in the body. Just, ugh. So that's not good. The other thing is I've lost my internal time as far as I don't know how much I have to talk on a subject or on a topic time-wise to get us to the end of the show where it's well done. I apologize in advance. Like I said, I was really only gone for 3 days, and I'm just behind, but so much more relaxed. I'll give you an example of the relaxed today. I wanted to start the live stream at 9 Central. I got in the office and there's all this stuff just everywhere. And I was like, no, not going to do it. I'm not going to start at 9. I'll move it out to 9:30. And then I had a whole bunch of other stuff going on. I said, you know what? I'm not ready. 9:45. So 9:45 set it. Got to 9:45, was still doing some stuff. Didn't get on until 9:47, but I'm okay with that. If you were waiting for me at 9 and you don't have time to see me at 9:47, I apologize. But what can I do? I gotta check something here. I got a text from somebody. Okay. you like watching somebody text on a live stream. Here it goes. So what do we learn a long time ago? When you're going to do a live stream, you put your phones down. I did not. And so now I'm just, boy. All right. So that being said, I think we've had a good introduction. I know, look, it's weird. My live streams get like 4 people during the actual live stream. And that's like, that would be a brilliant situation for me. Like that would be marvelous for me to get that many live streamers, people watching my live stream at one time. But I know you guys watch this stuff later. So like we're looking at April 19th, 2022. I fully don't expect anyone to see this, for weeks or months, and that's fine. We do what we have to do. So with that, let's get into some of this stuff today. Now, I might be a little rusty, but we have the Google search trends that guide us. And I wanted you to see what I saw. This was yesterday. I didn't know anything about this. 200,000 views. By the way, we lost our consecutive live stream at about 47. Starting new today. I know we're not going to do well because I have to miss a day coming up, at least one day for sure. So anyway, let's get to it. It says Taco Bell brings back its fan favorite Mexican pizza after a social media outcry and petition. Well, what's this about? When I was a kid, they had a Mexican pizza. But I'm 44. It says the challenge brought forth by the pandemic forced many restaurants to trim their menus. For the most part, it was a savvy move meant to streamline operations in labor-pressured environment. Yeah, I remember that. For Taco Bell, however, the decision to remove its fan-favorite Mexican pizza ignited an intense social media backlash that continues to linger over a year later, includes a change.org petition signed by 200,000 plus people. Today, those fans have reason to rejoice as Taco Bell announced its signature Mexican pizza will return May 19th. They can also breathe easier knowing that the move is permanent. Now, I don't know anything about it. It says the company's initial announcement of the Mexican pizza's removal in September 2020 noted it would help toward the Change Sustainable Packaging commitment. Mexican pizza packaging accounts for over 7 million pounds of paperboard material per year in the United States. Now, oh my God, we got a pop-up. Now, to me, if you want to get rid of a product and you want to have a way to do it, if you can couch it in safety or the environment, these are two spaces where, it's very hard to fight that. So if somebody says, I don't care about the environment, they're a bad person. So you're virtuous by saying, and this is true with anything, you just use the excuse of the environment or safety. Those are the two things. Mexican it could very well be a sustainable issue, an environmental issue, but it could also be like it's not a profitable product for you and you want to get rid of it. Anyway, Mexican pizza packaging accounts for over 7 million pounds of paperboard material per year in the U.S. Okay. In an emailed statement, the company said the product will continue to be served in a paperboard box, but will encourage recycling from its fans. Oh, well, great. As always, it's important to review the materials accepted at your local municipality to confirm recyclability. A spokesman said, adding Taco Bell continues to diligently work to achieve sustainability commitments while delivering delicious food innovations that fans crave. Says the company also said a team prepared for the relaunch by working to streamline operations and ingredient sourcing and leave a lighter footprint at the same time. Like, do you ever notice that it's no longer just, hey, we're going to make this piece of food and you should enjoy it? It's always got to be some other crap. The company didn't disclose more details about ingredient sourcing changes, but said the product's return was expedited with the help of improvement toward its sustainability goals, including its recycling program pilot, which aims to keep more than 8 billion sauce packets out of landfills each year. Also, if you want to save money, couch things in terms of environmental. So say you have this packet and it costs you like 3 cents per packet. And you don't really want to be giving out packets at 3 cents a pop, a billion of them a year. That adds up to quite a bit of money. So you say, hey, look, we need to get rid of these sauce packets. And people are like, I like my sauce packet. They're like, we don't care. It's not good for the environment. And I said, well, can we please have them back? And they say, yes, you can. You need to pay now. You need to pay for your packet, or we need to raise the prices of our foods that would normally use packets. And that way we can solve this problem. It's also good for the margins, but we'll pretend that that's not true. Judging by the volume of fan grievances and their efforts calling for Mexican pizza's return, it's assumed that the product sold well for the chain. Their pent-up demand should drive significant traffic out of the gate. Well, really? Really? It's assumed. Here we go. Here's the quote. Our menu is full of fan favorites, but the Mexican pizza is at the top of the list. From its flashy introduction to menus in 1985 as the Pizzazz Pizza, to its inspiration behind the creation of famous jingles, Mexican pizza has a long history with the brand, and I'm glad we could give fans what they crave and bring back our classic Mexican pizza back home where it belongs. Now, is it cultural appropriation to take a product that is not known as being Mexican and combining it with a pizza that we kind of associate with Italian and put the two together? Before the 2000s, this would be celebrated. Now I think it would be shunned. We should shun this based on cultural appropriation. Do you see how many different ways you can go with things? It's not good for the environment, cultural appropriation. There's nothing about the health. We could go health-wise too. That said, the return of Mexican pizza not only creates good news for Taco Bell's loyal customers and likely the company's top line, but also the quick service category in general. The Mexican pizza was introduced in 1985, then called the Pizzazz Pizza, which seems less racist than the Mexican pizza. But aren't we moving forward as a society? I'm very confused by all of this. It has been an iconic menu item in the space. Now, I don't know what constitutes an iconic menu item. That seems like a lot of wordplay. Anyway, it illustrates a sort of simple innovation: crisp pizza shells, refried beans, a layer of beef, pizza sauce, cheese, and tomatoes, and is also accessible at a cost of $4.49, about 60 cents more than its price 2 years ago. It's also available as a vegetarian option, which helped position the chain as a strong option for such customers who are growing in number. Do we have any stats on that? Taco Bell is promoting the return of its Mexican pizza with a TikTok, as well as a tweet from Grammy award-winning hip-hop star Doja Cat, who began partnering with the chain in February for its Super Bowl promotion. Doja Cat has been part of the calls to bring the offering back, creating a TikTok rap in March about the product with the hook, "Mexican pizza is the pizza for you and me." How creative. It seems strange that in March she created a TikTok rap about the product, and now, just 1 month later, on the menu. Taco Bell is also rewarding select petition participants and additional fans who tweet, "I brought back the Mexican pizza," with exclusive merch that says the same thing. It almost feels like, at this point, perhaps Taco Bell was going to bring back the Mexican pizza in the first place, and they used some sort of fake grassroots petition I mean, I'm sure somebody in the United States was like, hey, you remember that Mexican pizza? No, it was the pizzazz pizza. Yeah, I remember that. Hey, I think we should get that back. I mean, we're a country like 350 million or more. I mean, somebody has to, at some point, statistically, like the Mexican pizza. I don't know. I can't even tell you the last time I ate at Taco Bell. I think it's more for younger people. That's why Doja Cat is their spokesperson. It's worth noting that Taco Bell's rabid fans also helped bring back potatoes over a year ago after they too were trimmed early on in the pandemic. Potatoes. Taco Bell potatoes? In a statement at the time, a spokesperson said fan response was one of the biggest reasons for the potato relaunch. For context, the potato petition garnered about 23,000 signatures versus the 200,000 plus Mexican pizza petition. Now, I don't know anything about that either. Do you see the reason why I bring these articles to you daily is to show you my ignorance. Like, I have no idea about many of these things. I concentrate mainly on real estate daily. Like, my day is spent researching, working with buyers and sellers in the real estate space. I don't have a lot of time for other things. Now, I do spend time in the employment space, the employee-employer mismatch that I'm calling Our Nature of Employment. That's a YouTube channel that I have that I live stream at 9 p.m. at night. Feel free to come over there and subscribe. Also, it's me, though. I mean, just know that it's me. It's me doing employment. Now, will I do any other ones? Will I do sports? No. This is enough. 2 live streams a day and a podcast, that gets a little bit dicey for doing other business. Now, I think that my main business is real estate, not content creating, but I like creating content like we're doing now. So anyway, what do you think? Are you one of those that has signed the petition? Were you aware of the potatoes at Taco Bell? I was not. It seems like, hopefully it's like a fried potato or something and not just a potato. I mean, you can go get one of those at the grocery store. I've been told my humor is dry. It is. It is dry. It is. And if you don't get it, I'm really sorry because I understand. Here, let's check my inbox and how ridiculous it is today. Okay. Man, I've got all this. I've got like 40 emails since I started my live stream. Ugh. Yeah. All right. I have a friend, just on the side note. Here, let's go back to the base no frame. Base no frame. I have a friend. You say, John, you have a friend? Yes. Yes, I have 1 or 2. And he is my age. We're actually college roommates, fraternity brothers. And he is a better version of me in every way. Anyway, he has no emails in his inbox. Nightly, he sorts and deletes all the emails. I'm not proud of this. As of today, I have 5,433 unread emails in my inbox. And I have 17,574 emails in my inbox at this moment. And I'm going to delete one. So now I have 17,573. I did that ceremonially with not just ceremoniously with you. I did it. I actually did it. It wasn't like a fake. It was kind of a celebration that I can delete emails. I'm a hoarder. Anyway, let's go on. Here, let me go like this. I mean, it's hard to even work the buttons after 3 days. Here we go. Got to look at interest rates. Why do we need to look at interest rates? Well, we need to look at mortgage mortgage rates. 5.25%, 30-year fix. Now, if you go to the bank tomorrow and say, hey, I'd like to get a loan, it's not going to be 5.25%. They make their money between the 5.25% and the whatever they charge you. So maybe 5.5%. I'd be interested to see. The funny thing is I'm a real estate agent. Okay. And if I call my real estate mortgage lenders, I use two primarily. I say, hey, what's the rates? They both look at me like, I say, well, okay. They're like, well, what do you mean? I was like, okay, so how about a good credit 30-year fix? What are we at? What can I get a rate for right now? And they're like, they're very, very squirrely about rates. And there's some disclosure requirements because of that, but it's one of those things that they're uncomfortable talking about. And so since they've gotten so uncomfortable talking about it, I just go, and now I have my own little graph here on the Deerwood Realty website, www.deerwoodrealtystl.com. You want to see just where I'm looking. And then I just add a couple basis points, 25 basis points normally is pretty good. And that's probably where they are. And you say, well, does everybody have the same rates? No, that's why they make money. That's why they make money. You say, should I get the lowest rate? Probably not. You know why? Why? Well, because you could charge fees, and fees up front cost more than the mortgage. So for instance, if someone has $1,000 fee, but let's just say there's two companies, one has 5.5% for a mortgage for a 30-year fixed, one has 5.45%. Okay. You said, well, I should go with the one with 5.45%. Well, they have a $2,000 fee that's disclosed, you know about it. But the other one has like a $400 fee. Yeah. And then all their fees in general are higher. So that's where you have the problem. All mortgages are not created equal. What's the best you can hope for? Well, it's a very interesting thing. Say, John, what do you look for in a mortgage company? I look for service. You say, well, that's stupid. That's stupid. No, it's not. It's more important for me to get service as a real estate agent than anything else. You see, I don't get paid until we close on a house. All right. And so the last thing I want is some mortgage lender to screw up the closing. Screw up in two ways. One, bungle the pre-approval so that the person can't get a loan. That was a total mess up. There's no way that they're going to be able to buy a house at an X price. Two, they can't get the loan done in the 30-day period that I've specified in the contract. And so now I have to go back to the buyer, or have to go back to the seller as the buyer's agent and say, hey, would you give me another week? They probably aren't going to like that. And then on the other side, the same thing. If I'm on the seller side and somebody comes to me, hey, can you wait a week? No, I don't like this. That's why I refuse to do closings on the same day. I think that's terrible. The amount of things that can go wrong on closing on the same day are just monstrous. So anyway, that being said, $5.25%. We get into the sixes on mortgage rates. The market's going to change. Maybe. Some people tell me all the time, they're like, there's so many people that want to buy houses that it's not going to change. And I'm like, yeah, but there's this affordability issue at some point, right? I say, no. I say, all right. Here we go. Here's one of my favorite things to do that I haven't done in 3 days. I like to look at listings. I like to talk about them. Ever been to Charlotte, North Carolina? I have not. I was in South Carolina, and I've been to the state of North Carolina, driving to South Carolina, I believe. Like through Tennessee-ish. If you've been there, you can vouch for me. But let's look at three homes. Now, one has just come to market 49 minutes ago, which I think is impressive. So this first one, 6.7 million. Let me make sure I'm doing it right because I don't want my loyal fans to be in a bad spot. 6.7 million, 6 bedrooms, 8.5 baths, 9,822 square feet on a 2-acre lot. And it's really far away. Okay. This picture. And then when you do it, it's this, there's like a second home. Been on the market 13 days. 48 pictures. Built in 2005. Only a 3-car garage for $6 million. I feel like that. Listed in 2022. Sold in 2018. So, I mean, it's a house that, you know, is desirable. Situated on a private 2-acre estate just minutes from Uptown or South Park. This extraordinary residence is truly unlike any home you have seen in Charlotte. I'll be the judge of that. No, I won't. Boasting, oh boy, boasting almost 8,000 square feet in the main house, plus an additional 1,500 square foot in the guest house. This home offers every living space one could imagine. Gourmet chef's kitchen with top-of-the-line appliances, white custom cabinetry, large center island and quartz countertops and backsplash, gorgeous primary bedroom suite on the main level with 3 custom closets and 2 full bathrooms. Secondary master upstairs plus 2 other bedrooms with en-suite bathrooms and a bonus. I don't know what that is. Is it a bonus room? Finished 3rd floor bedroom, bonus bath. Elevator, love the elevators. Gym above the 3-car garage. Incredible outdoor living, covered heated porch, overlooks a beautiful pool and outdoor kitchen. Complete renovation of the house to resemble a Hamptons cottage. Guest house has a vaulted living room, kitchenette, bedroom with en-suite bath, office, loft, and pool, half bath with additional laundry. What do you think about that? It's brokered by Ann, or she's the listing agent is Ann Bell, brokered by Cottingham Chalk. Now, I've never heard of them, but they've got the most expensive listing in Charlotte. Let's take a look. Okay, so there's the front. There's the second house. There's a good picture of the front of the house. I'll give them that. Beautiful trees blooming here. Beautiful pool. And then there's the guest house. That's very interesting. The guest house kind of could be, you know, a pool house, really. There's the front. I believe that's the front door, though. I believe we're looking at the front door, but who knows, right? The architecture or the design, the style here is different than what I'm used to. It's definitely being kept light and airy. That is a gun safe, I believe, built into the house. I don't like, is that the elevator? No, I'd like to see the elevator. Okay. I do. I like the elevator. But it's not here. There it is. Thank you. Picture 31. Elevator. John stretching. Oh, God. Ugh. Whew. What's that? I don't even know. I have no idea what that was. Like a foot washing area. There's the outdoor space. I love it. Outdoor spaces are so cool, and I don't have one. Huh. Oh, this is the guest house. I just figured it out. That's an interesting space there. I mean, I think it's a nice house, eh? What do you think? Let me check the chat. No one's there. Okay, I was worried. All right. That's 6.75 million. I thought I hit the button. I did. Okay, here we go. 6.5 million, 6 beds, 6.5 baths, 10,554 square feet on a 1.39 acre lot. What do you think is wrong with this house? What's wrong with this house is there's a house being built right next to it. This is a better picture. See how you don't see the house. Now, this house was built in 2007. There's a 4-car garage. It's been on the market in 94 days. Property history says it was listed in 2020. Didn't really sell. Listed in, oh gosh, it's been listed a lot. It was sold in 2007. Listed in 2009. And since 2009, it's pretty much just been listed. Like no one wants the house, basically. It's sad. Let's see if there's a reason why. Okay. Well, so this is not like, no offense. You know, we see pictures all the time. This doesn't look like a professional photo, like as far as the lighting. It looks very dark. Look at that. It says for sale in a little stamping. I mean, to me, now this is just someone from, you know, my perspective, just looking at it. It's like the pictures aren't sharp on here. Are they sharp in the MLS from where they're pulling them? That would be good. Then it's like, it's got TVs are on. Well, it's like, great. Like, I don't even know where I'm at. And now I've got all these TVs. It's like, it's very hard to understand. What are we looking at here? Like, this is a sauna, I suspect. There's no furniture. There hasn't been furniture. I mean, it's got a beautiful outdoor area. It's got a beautiful pool. It just doesn't look like there's a lot of love here. And I don't mean that in a, you know, I'm not trying to be offensive. Let's see if there's anything in the details that leads to newly renovated. Entering into a timeless piece of European architecture located in the Meyer Park Country Club's golf course, styled in a combination of Italian Tuscan, joined with the beauty of the Biltmore estate. Yeesh. That's tough. You been to Biltmore? This I have, if you're wondering. This smart, I had to go. It was like, it called me. This smart home has all the features of luxurious living design for entertaining at its finest. The gourmet kitchen caters both to family as well as guests on the back deck pool, while the game room and billiard room merge friends with a full media room and bar area. After exercising, enjoy the full spa featuring a sauna, steam room, and jacuzzi. Each bedroom has golf course views. Updates include, but are not limited to, completely new refinished hardwood flooring, fresh paint throughout, select new carpeting, new stucco on home exterior, lovely updated landscaping. Well, I hope that works. This listing here, $6 million. It's in a different zip code than the other ones. This is 28211. We're looking at 28207. 4 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 6,607 square feet, 1.4 acre lots. Been on the market for 1 hour, at least on Realtor.com. Built in 1981. Property history, it was just listed. I mean, like, it sold in 2018 for $2 million. Somehow it got to $6 million in 4 years. Well, let's read. A masterpiece by renowned architect Sherman Pardue. This home exudes timeless appeal through symmetry and classic design elements, drawing you into this elegant lifestyle. This 1.4 acre estate in Eastover was built for the iconic Charlotte developer John Crosland Jr. Iconic. We've seen Iconic twice today. One with the Mexican pizza and one with a house. Entertain in the formal rooms with European detail. Walk into a light-filled Italian travertine foyer. I can't say it. The quintessential Purdue Central Hall gallery connects all living areas, bringing it outdoors with views of the beautiful updated pool area and rooms. An open kitchen concept ahead of its time. Features a vaulted ceiling and a built-in bar for serving guests. The renovated primary bed bath is a personal oasis. Feel the privacy afforded by the front and rear entry, yet space for entertaining in the newly landscaped grounds designed by John Howard. My dad's name's John Howard. I'm John Andrew. Full apartment above the garage. Too many details to list here. Unique property. See brochure or come experience for yourself. Okay. Well, I mean, if I'm looking for a $6 million home in Charlotte, I feel like this is one of those places I might want to go see. It's not very big, like tall. I do like that. That's a very pretty entrance. I think that's part of the door, so I think this is in, but it's interesting that the first floor is up a set of stairs when you go in the house. No. Yep. Nope. I don't know. Can't tell. Anyway, that was the entrance, and it looks cool. Huh. I don't even know what that's about. That's pretty. Huh. Yep. It doesn't have a huge oven range hood. You have to have that. That shows that you're a baller. Is that a chair with a stain on it? Let's just hope that that's just that's the shade or something. You don't want stains in your chairs on listings. Carpet looks like it needs to be redone. That's nice. It's just kind of, I think like with these bigger homes, like I know that I do them on my houses. I need a floor plan. Like this is straight out of the 80s here. Anyway, I need a floor plan so I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm walking into. I have some idea. Now, can you read a floor? Like it's not, I mean, I'm just used to being able to read floor plans. It's just something that I do. Does the general public know how to read a floor plan? I think they could figure it out. I don't think it's not the Rosetta Stone or anything like that. I did it. I went there. I put Rosetta Stone in the all right. I don't know. What do you think? Is this the one for you? Out of the three that we saw, which one would you pick? Put that in the chat or put it in the comments below. I'm not sure. Look at that. I went to the front of realtor.com. Okay. Terrible transition alert. We just went from houses in Charlotte to, and I did a podcast on this. I'm not going to lie. Although it really isn't like a deep, dark secret that I did a podcast on this subject. I don't know why I said I'm not going to lie. Anyway, I just wanted to bring it to your attention because we're going to go over it a little bit differently since I've already done this. You say, well, why did you keep it in the mix? Because I watched your podcast on it, and I don't feel like we need to go into it. That we're not going to go into it as heavy as we did on the podcast. We're just going to go through it, some thoughts, move on. Okay, that's how we're going to handle that. 7 bidding war mistakes today's home buyers are making in droves. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I want to get a house under contract. That's my goal. Let's see what the issues are. Bidding every last penny you have. So I agree with that. Like, you don't want to be house poor, as they would say. That's number one. We might get through, another article here today. Bidding with too many contingencies. I think that's stupid. The reason why you're in a bidding war in the first place is because you're trying to win on price, the combination of price and, what the seller is going to like. So let's say you're bidding and $400,000 is the number that you've chosen, and so has someone else. That's the top that they're going to go, $400,000. They say they don't want an inspection. You say it's dependent on an inspection. Who's going to win? The other person. What if you write a buyer's love letter? Well, it's got to be a good one. And they have to respond to it. But that's illegal in some parts of the country. Well, it was. It's frowned upon. But maybe in your buyer love letter, you say, look, we just want an inspection because, it's important to us. We want to know what's up. We don't want to lose the house over the inspection. We just want to look and see what's going on. I don't know. Number 3, bidding with no contingencies. See how easy that is? You take too many and now you take no. It says buyers have gotten so excited while bidding that they release all contingencies. This includes waiving the right to a home inspection and the ability to back out of a deal if an inspection reveals major flaws. Well, I've currently got a couple houses under contract that are we're going to have a home inspection, but we're not backing out because of the home's flaws. What you need to do is not bid on houses that look like they're falling apart, no matter what the price. It says never ever sacrifice the right to an inspection as a negotiating point. Well, got bad news for you. Assuming you'll get a second chance, here in the Chicagoland area, bidding wars just won't quit. Very often we see hopeful buyers lose out on their second chance. Well, prospective buyers think they'll have more chances to raise their bid if needed, and they are often wrong about that. I agree. We do escalation clauses here. Okay. Some people don't. Some sellers don't, and that's their choice. But very seldom is there any sort of negotiation like, okay, we have this offer, highest and best. That's normally how it goes. I've never seen some agent go back and forth between two parties. Never. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, just I've never seen it. Using the term best and final offer. They say, like, as a buyer's agent, you say, this is my best and finals offer. And the seller's like, dude, there's like 4 other people looking at the house. We don't really care. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't work. In fact, when somebody writes that, I almost do it out of just spite. I almost say, all right. You don't want to try and, either negotiations on the seller side or the buyer side. If you're me, you don't want to box yourself into a situation where you can't get yourself out of it, in the sense, like, if you back yourself into a corner, like by saying this is my final and best offer, and it's really not, then you don't have any leverage at all. Not that you had a lot in the first place, depending on your position. In this market, if you're a seller, you have the leverage. If you're a buyer, you don't. That's it. Using an escalation clause. Oh, you shouldn't use one of those. It says the clause puts bidding beyond you or your agent's control. Well, yes, but we also, need to know a certain number. It also doesn't take into consideration value contingencies beyond price that you or your other bidders may be willing to add. No. It says what to do instead. We recommend clients give a very strong offer right from the start to be able to stand out from the competition. What if you did that and added an escalation clause? I might have seen that done. Make a strong entrance with a high bid and you'll never be forgotten. Well, I don't want to be forgotten. Not knowing the home's true value. This is very interesting. Some buyers are hesitant to offer above asking price in a bidding war, thinking that the home is not worth more than that. What they don't realize is sellers are often intentionally pricing their home slightly below its true value to get a bidding war going and have potential buyers drive the price much higher in the heat of competition. Buyers are less likely to win a bidding war if they won't step up with their highest price. Instead, they choose to believe the property is worth less. As a result, they lose the house. Well, look, in this market, I told you about the conundrum. So let's say there's a house that's, let's see, there's 6 houses in the neighborhood. They sold for $240, an average of between $235 and $240. Okay. All of comparable finishes. Then there was a bidding war and a house went for $260. Okay. Now listing agent on a different house, by the way, that house was gorgeous, on a different house is now listing it at $270. Is the house really worth $270 when the last houses were worth $240? I don't think so. So we don't write an offer. But will somebody else? Yes. That's what people do. Better transition. This is from Redfin. You know that I think that Redfin's good with their research marketing. I call it research marketing. Do I do this? Yes, but not so much anymore. I don't have time. You say, well, how can you not have time? Like Redfin does, and look at how successful they are. I'm literally a one person with one assistant company with 2 agents. Like, you need to really get over yourself if you think I can do that in addition to everything else. How is that for a transition? Anyway, housing market updates, surging mortgage rate and home prices sideline more buyers. It's true. Fact check true for me. I've seen some buyers get frustrated and leave. I've seen that. I've also seen some really strong offers though in the past couple of weeks and not get accepted. They lost out to someone who may make even a higher offer. So here we go. It says the market still feels hot. Now this was published on March 31st. Now it's April 19th. You say that's 20 days, John. About do things change? Yes, they change daily. This is where like national versus local kind of matters. In my market, it might be hot for longer than other places because other places may have gotten hot sooner. And it might just take a while to settle things down. If we're going to settle things down, I don't know what we're doing. I have no idea. Mortgage rates are shooting up at the fastest pace in history. They are sending the typical monthly mortgage payment for a home buyer up more than $500 since the beginning of this year. As rates quickly approach 5%, now we're 2 weeks later, it's past 5%. We expect the impact of homebuyer demand to change from a motivator, driving a sense of urgency to buy before rates rise further, to deterrent, causing buyers to step back as the cost of home buying exceeds their budgets. There are a number of early signs that this shift is beginning to take place. Fewer people are starting online home searches and applying for mortgage than this time last year. And year-to-date growth in home tours remains far below 2021 levels. I don't know, boy, every one I go to is just packed. An increasing share of sellers are also reducing their prices after putting their homes on the market. The share of homes that sell quickly within 14 days continues to grow, but at a slower pace than earlier this year. Still, the market still feels very hot, with homes selling faster and for more money than ever before. That's largely because supply remains near record lows, with fewer homeowners putting their homes on the market. Agree. Home buyers may not feel like the market has gotten any easier. That's because they're often competing against investors, all cash buyers, and migrants from expensive cities who aren't as sensitive to mortgage rates. But there are early indicators that the market is turning, and we expect the softening to become more apparent in the coming weeks, eventually causing home price growth to slow. We'll be watching closely to see whether the market slows from 100 miles an hour to 90 or 100 miles an hour to 75. Well, I don't know how that's going to do that. I just don't understand what kind of automobile is the market to be able to drive 100 miles an hour? As of this month, Redfin has started receiving fewer requests than a year ago for agent services in pricey coastal markets, including Seattle, Boston, and Washington. Maybe they just don't like Redfin. I mean, I'm not trying to kick Redfin. I'm just saying maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. These markets are experiencing year-over-year declines in pending sales, though they're still seeing homes sell relatively quickly and are not yet seeing outsized growth in the share of sellers cutting their list prices. Declines in searches, touring, and mortgage applications are larger in California than elsewhere. I'm starting to see early signs that the housing market is letting off some steam, something I wouldn't have said a month ago, said Aaron McCarty, a Redfin real estate agent in the Bay Area. Bidding wars are still common, but homes that would have brought in 10 or more offers this year are now getting half that many. Homes also aren't selling as astronomically over the asking prices before. A house that might have gone for $700,000 over the list price 2 months ago may now go for $300,000 over. That's not my world. That's not in my world. I see maybe $100,000 over asking as an outlier, but no, that's not the case every time. But I'm finding more opportunities for my clients where the competition is a bit more manageable. Redfin agents say they're starting to see some sellers put their homes up for sale earlier than planned because they're worried they'll miss out the market's peak if they wait. I think that's true. The rise in mortgage rates is top of mind for sellers too. A Denver real estate agent who focuses on listings. Well, I mean, that's where you should focus. If you've been considering putting your home on the market, now's the time. There are still plenty of buyers and mortgage rates are only going to keep climbing, making it more expensive to find your next home. I agree with that. Also, it's funny, sellers you wouldn't think would be that tuned into the marketplace, but they really are, because most of them are buying another house. So they know how difficult it is. So anyway, the leading indicators of home buying activity, Mortgage Bankers Association's unadjusted purchase index, which tracks mortgage applications, fell 10% year over year during the week ending March 25th. That's the second straight week of double-digit annual decreases. It was up 1% week over week. I have to look at that. Maybe getting that on the website. For the week ending March 31st, 30-year mortgage rates rose to 4.67%. So that's like 2 weeks ago. And now we're in the fives. Year-to-date growth, touring activity was 16 percentage points behind the same period in 2021. Google searches for homes for sale were down 9.7% year over year during the week ending March 19th, according to Google Trends data. By comparison, searches for this term were flat as of late January. Searches for homes for rent and real estate also dropped. Redfin Homebuyer Demand Index rose 5% year over year during the week ending March 27th, the smallest gain since the week ending January 30th, 2022. The seasonally adjusted Redfin Homebuyer Demand Index is a measure of requests for home tours and other home buying services from Redfin agents. What do you think about that? Well, I think that we're going to go back to this. We're going back to the base frame. What did we learn today? Well, we learned that John can't just continually do episodes of live streams and podcasts every day, 7 days a week, and get away with it, because John crashes, and I did. And I'm speaking about myself in the third person because it was like, what did we learn today? It wasn't what did I learn? Anyway, like if you were watching, you would think of me as John. So I did it that way. What else did we learn? We learned that there's some nice houses in Charlotte, North Carolina, luxury homes. Nice. One of them has an elevator. We learned that you can make mistakes bidding on a home, but that, some of them are a little bit iffy in the article. We learned that mortgage increases seem to be causing home buyer demand to drop. I don't think that's the case. I think it's making houses more expensive for the buyers, and they have to change their price points. What they wanted to buy. Let's say they wanted to buy a $400,000 home. Now with the rates being up as they are, they can only afford a $350,000 home or a $325,000 home. Oh God, stretch. We learned that the Mexican pizza has come back for Taco Bell. It's been said that Doja Cat has been, leading the charge, but I don't think that she is. I think she's being paid by Taco Bell to endorse their product. We learned that it wasn't a Mexican pizza like 10 years ago. It was the Pizza Pizzazz. A lot of Z's in there. and then it's going to be 60 cents more. Not because of packaging or anything, just inflation. So, thinking about reading quotes, like famous quotes at the end of the day. The humor being that they may or may not be relevant to what we're talking about. I just saw this. I see this one guy do the quotes at the end, and I'm always like, okay, all right. I don't know if I want to be. How do you be quotable in 2022? Hasn't everything that's been said, been said already? I mean, obviously, if you use pizza pizzazz in a quote, that would probably be something. Because no one's using the term except for that one article. I don't know. Anyway, with that, I'm going to head out. Thank you for watching. Again, if you've made it this far, would you please subscribe? I'm asking. I'd like to go from 65 subscribers on the main channel to like 1,000. And on this channel, I'd like to break double digits. I'm at 8 subscribers, or maybe 7. 7 subscribers. I'd like to be at the 10 subscriber mark by the end of the year. Let's see if we can do that. Anyway, thank you again for watching. I will see you tonight, probably 9 p.m. for our Nature of